Hello everyone, I am Randy Squares, aka Silva, today back here with another amazing reaction. We're back with our Goth cartoon list tour, thanks to Mr. Sarcastic course. And last video ran pretty long, and I'm hoping to keep this one short, at least 30 minutes, because I'm in the middle of cooking. But anyway, I'm not gonna keep y'all waiting longer. If y'all don't know, the list so far was this list. So okay. But anyway, if you like any of this content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe to Sarcastic Course. I will leave the original link to this video down below so you can watch it uninterrupted. Also, link to my Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, so you can follow me on those social platforms. Also, link to my Cashapp. Feel gracious enough to donate whatever you want to donate. That's fine. That's fine as well. Same thing with super things, but by donating, like, comment, subscribe, sharing, all that good stuff. However you show your support, it lets me know y'all rock with the reaction content, rock with the channel, and rock with your boy. But further ado, buckle up and let's get started. Alright, we here back with some more ranking every cartoon goth girl, so let's go.
The anime.
Yes. Yeah.
I grew up with 4Kids One Piece, and I somehow managed to keep following the series even though I had to watch it on some of the most disgusting, virus-filled websites imaginable. Shout out to Saint Island, lots of memories minus the time you ruined my parents' computer. But we're here to talk about Perona, who's built how Oda likes him. Perona is a villain from Thriller Bark. Think Halloween and zombies with a splash of Tim Burton. At first, Perona didn't seem like anything special. The most notable thing about her was that she lost to Usopp, and her power was weaponized depression. But then she got sent away by Kuma, and if we never saw her again, I would have been fine. But then she pops up, and she's kind of in a trio with Mihawk and Zoro, and
in the weirdest way, yes. She owes a lot to Zoro, but Zoro also owes her a lot as well, same thing to Mihawk. It's a weird conundrum, isn't it?
Loved it. She skyrocketed since to being just a pretty good time. I love her new look. Can't wait to see what she does next. So I'm going with disrespectfully. Yeah, she possibly could go higher, but her boss is just way hotter.
Not him.
Hear me out. In age where
wait. You like Mr. Shit guy? No. Mihawk is hotter. Come on.
But describing characters as having aura or crafting the prettiest anime boys imaginable till they look like copy and paste, I think we, as a society, need to step back and appreciate the appeal of how someone can be utterly aura-less and so funky looking that it ends up coming back to being good. Gecko Moria is built like a turkey baster that got dressed up for Halloween. His feet look like they were stuck on. If you told me he and Mr. Potato Head were second cousins, I would consider it. But he is also one of my favorite villains in One Piece, as it takes effort to be.
I cannot deny he is a good villain, but he ain't one of my favorite villains. Surprisingly, yeah, if y'all know what my favorite villain is from One Piece in general, it's the guy with the pink boa, Don Quixote do Flamingo.
This hateable and also be a badass while having your defining character trait be your laziness. We spend basically the entire arc trying to kick his ass, with that final KO being one of the most satisfying experiences of my life. Dude washed out of being a warlord, with pretty much every appearance after that just him getting owned by someone else. Which I love, as the fail villain is such a great thing to see. Buggy does do it best, but Moria truly could be a top 20 in the verse character, but his refusal to change meant he's trapped being everyone else's punching bag. And I kind of find that endearing. His shadow powers are cool. He can be actually intimidating and
his shadow powers is pretty cool, but he's a great villain. I give Sarcastic Course that. But I cannot, and I mean cannot, get behind and someone's like, you know what? Never mind. That's his opinion. Whatever. Let it go.
But
he can't be intimidated.
As I've been saying, I like a character that can do both, and here we are.
Yes! Really?
Now, to gain some respect from the normies, Vice Admiral Dahl is going to be disrespectful. The way the internet turned to the page only to immediately start thirsting needs to be studied. As the only time I've seen this before is when Pan's teacher met Piccolo. It was that on sight. Like, just when you start thinking, Oda, only has one generic sexy female body type, he proves nothing, but still a banger of a design, despite just being an
Yes.
X and O's. Alright, time to lock in and fight for my life. Do y'all remember Sabella? If the name doesn't ring a bell,
I think so.
let me tell this the other way. Do you remember the vampire girl from Scooby-Doo Ghoul School?
Yes!
You like crab apples? They're fantastic.
Now this was my monster high. I loved this movie as a kid, probably because it was one of the only 10 things that I owned. But I'll save you those details. Long story short, I had a fat crush on her. The hair, the dress, the purple. She had the vision
Okay, I see it. I
and
see
made
the
it a
vision.
reality,
I see it.
so
But yeah,
she
same.
had my loyalty. This was my Mavis. Though to be fair to myself, this was process of elimination as well. This friend group is basically broken up between the characters that look actually ghoulish and to the two that are just like, okay, outlandish skin tone, making this pretty much a toss-up between Sabella and Phantasma for who was gonna be your fictional crush. Yeah, generic appeal. She's going and changed me, sue me, I was 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, this camp pretty much still stinks. But now that I'm here, I guess I might as well actually try to win.
Now,
When it comes to Gwen, it's a yes. It didn't change me, but it's a definitely yes. That, again, that's me.
I've been told by multiple people that Gwen is a fake goth. Obviously, I'm not the right person to be judging the authenticity of a character's portrayal, so we're just
No.
gonna ignore that and accept the fact that someone being a little bit fake on a reality TV show might be the most realistic thing here. Gwen is a complicated case for me, though. She's basically the main character of the first season, but every season afterwards is basically dedicated to nerfing her so that she doesn't win again, forcing her to go through the most god-awful subplots imaginable. From the story
Yeah.
trying to gaslight us into thinking that her ex wasn't crazy, hooking her up with Duncan because it was a popular ship, only to throw all of it away in the name of a friendship with a woman who refused to change, rendering the whole experience a, well, not waste of time, but it felt like there was no point. Thankfully, she was still cool and the look was great. The show is kind of a banger still. I'm actually not sure how highly I want to rank Gwen. If this were just
And surprised that her and Zoe, if I remember correctly, did kiss the Urkel dude. Like at the end, like to congratulate him for winning, I think. If I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong.
popularity contest, she'd be in Change Me. She's one of the de facto options people think of when they think goth crush. But she just isn't one of my faves. Her later arcs suck too much and the competition is too steep. So Gwen is going to have to just settle for yes.
Yeah,
Sorry, Gwen.
I agree.
I'm a
I
Heather
totally
fan.
agree.
Why should you care? You think I'm a cliche.
Where'd you get that from?
Her?
That is just a mean lady.
It
The
is.
queen of mean and the best part of this series, Heather is bad in all the right ways. Never has Toll Drama made a character that you love to hate more as much as Heather.
Yes, I
Bitch
have to
took
agree.
Gwen not listening and pretty much made it her mission
I'm on to you, Chris. Ooh, I'm so scared.
to ruin her life. Throwing her own challenge just to get a chance to read Gwen's diary on live TV, Heather is malice personified, and after a point, you just have to respect the craft. Not to mention, you are waiting, praying, begging for her to finally get what's coming to her. And when it hits, it's like
sad.
nothing else. But you also have to respect her, as she did play the game well, despite being a nasty piece of work. She was amazing. I wouldn't change anything about her, as yeah, she changed
Okay.
me. Frankly, the only person to do it better than her at the show was Alejandro, who
Really
took her
now?
playbook and perfected it.
Don't try to make me feel ashamed. I know you would have done the same.
I think the thing that I most like about Alejandro is that he's able to be a lying snake, but in a way that doesn't come off as fully frustrating. So many times will we watch a show where it's like painfully obvious someone is lying and everyone just believes him. But Alejandro manages to thread that needle by being obvious to us, but also we see that his bullshit is just charming enough that you understand why people in the show would believe him, which is the one true point I'll give him over Heather. She should have been voted off earlier in the story because she could not hide what a terrible person she was. Alejandro was able to fake it, so he made it. He's a yes.
Meet you by the campfire, gorgeous.
Drop
Duncan?
dead, you goof.
Duncan is disrespectfully, he starts off super cool bad boy, misogyny notwithstanding, but his talk just kind of keeps dropping the longer the show goes on. I have a whole long ass video about it. Check
Really
it out.
now?
But to move on to a different baddie with diminishing returns, Blackfire.
I won't forget this,
Really?
sister
Well,
dear.
yeah.
Blackfire is great in her first appearance, but then the rest of the story just doesn't know what to do with her. So
Okay, I can agree with that. I could definitely agree with that, yeah. Because our first appearance was very memorable. Other appearances, yeah.
chooses to ignore her, leaving Starfire without a villain and the only time to not have a season centered around them, which is a shame, but Blackfire is just fine. Again, first episode is great. She's a cool older sister who people let get away with too many things. She's stealing her sister's things, nearly taking her crush, only for it to reveal that Blackfire wasn't into her man. She was trying to get her sister arrested.
You are a criminal, and you are going to let me take your place in jail. Oh, well, yeah.
The episode was great. Blackfire was super cool. But then it's like, okay, that's it. She has one more appearance, and it's that frustrating liar thing. Like, okay, clearly she is full of shit. So yeah, low ranking. All right, next one is only here as a favor to a friend. Kyle, you're welcome.
Yes! Yes!
Every Jury fan I've ever...
I'm sorry. I love me some Jury for obvious reasons, for more than just obvious reasons. Like, literally, hold on. I have to read something. Literally. Come on. Like, seriously, come on. Oh. Like,
known is a current or recovering degenerate. If they disagree, they're lying. But they won't, cause loving Jury like that is just freely admitting that red is your favorite color. Honestly, part of the secret behind Capcom's success is just taking very specific fetishes and then making them so blatant that you don't even give it a second thought.
yeah, I have to give that to Capcom, but hey, nothing wrong getting choked out by thighs. Alright. We all can agree to that.
Just blend into the background even when they just are constantly on screen. Like, we get it. The dogs are out, and people haven't stopped howling since. Also, her theme song slaps. I've played it non-stop on my workout playlist. So she gets a yes. Alright,
Yes.
Now, if romantic subplots in cartoons have taught me anything, it's that you have to give the people what they want in good time. So instead of someone like Luna, let's talk about another girl who barely
Azula?
factors into the plot. Like Yumi from Code Lyoko.
Really? Yeah, I see it. Now, this is a show that I want. I don't mind them remaking, but at the same time, you don't need to.
That opening is like catnip to me. The stim is crazy. It hits like a wave of nostalgia for a time that I can't even remember. It's perfect. Yumi is just okay though. And I do have to say that because Code Lyoko is a little freaky. Nobody can do questionable content like
Hey,
Japan if it's not
don't
then it's the
remember that.
French. Lyoko was great before it became a live-action hybrid. No,
Really?
I don't understand either, but I also don't get the melon head, so sometimes you just have to let it go. Kind of like whatever the fuck this voice was.
Great. We'll go and get it then. I thought the scanners were too dangerous to use.
I think Yumi was fine.
Okay, yeah, that's
Borderline
fair.
dull, but I don't remember her being excessively boring, just trapped in boring subplots.
Yeah.
Kind of like the random love interest they would just throw at her because they needed a love triangle. Though
Yeah.
I do think the worst case scenario for these things isn't that they waste our time. What's worse is when they make the person who's clearly supposed to lose the most interesting person here.
Hey, Star, I'm here to take you to the Blood Moon Ball.
Tom from Star vs. the Forces of Evil is the jerk ex-boyfriend of Star who spends most of the series learning to be a better person for his own sake. He was jokingly stated to have been based on the creator's previous evil demon ex-boyfriends, but that line, while funny, gets even funnier in hindsight when he ends up becoming the fan favorite. People were legitimately more invested in him leaving Star to protect his peace than Starko hooking up in the finale. You know, the main couple the show had wasted years building up to, only for it to land with a wet thud and possibly an extinction level event. Tom, in contrast, was just great. He was essentially Disney Zuko. He's just some guy with anger issues and a mean streak. He wants to be better, and eventually he gets there, and we love a redemption story. Speaking of which, Tom goes in respectfully, unlike Arachne.
Okay.
Look, she's just really hot.
Yes. 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 And as I said in my preview, I was going to crap on her, but at the same time, I can't because one, dummy mommy, two, I literally have Arachne from Everyday Living with Monster Girls on my fucking wall. Y'all can't see it. I'm not going to show y'all, but it's there.
Yes.
I'm sure you know who I'm talking about.
Medusa goes in terrible cause F's in the chat for Krona, and she's mostly
Yeah, I agree to this. I just can't.
working with rentals.
It must be rather difficult to find a partner with a soul that's compatible with your
Stein?
remedy, isn't
Okay,
it?
yeah.
Stein gets disrespectful for being Kakashi, but crazy. Now,
Yeah.
we follow this up with a character that I would have put money on being the childhood crush of a generation, only for an edit of the On to Steal All of Her Thunder.
Go-Go?
Right, here we go. I think Go-Go is dull, just going purely off of the movie. Might be.
To be fair, yes, she don't really get much to shine. The best way I can put that. And that's sad coming to the fact that the others did.
Fire in the show, but I haven't seen it. I mean, my only perspective of her is like 3 scenes and a lot of standing around the back, which is the true curse of any movie designed to start a franchise, as they will just have the full team that they just don't have any time for. But Go-Go came and went. If you were there, maybe there was a moment. But she doesn't really do anything special to stand out, as that hair streak is kind of just the norm. Okay, let's move on to the actual Disney Awakening. Look, I knew nothing about Wander Over Yonder. I didn't realize McCracken was...
First of all, now. Second, this is my first time hearing this, but okay. I'm gonna take your opinion on this one.
behind it. So when I watched the trailers, I saw Goofy, when actually the show was my kind of Goofy. And predictably, the scene that made me finally take note of the series, being of course the song by Lord Dominator.
I'm not your girlfriend or the frightened princess.
So context, Lord Hater is the show's actual main villain who developed a crush on the new main villain, only for her to laugh in his face as she only gets turned on by acts of mass villainy. Blowing up planets, locking up the competition, and just becoming the biggest of big bads, this woman is upping the stand.
That's some Zula level hating, okay.
Nerds for heartless villains.
Okay.
And then she just fucking sings, and I knew immediately that any fan art that was being made for this show was just gonna be her, and whoop, there it is. This is gonna hit hard for the uninitiated. Personally, I think this is just See the Vision. I think I love this more for, like, I knew that other people were gonna have just an insane reaction. I was like, damn. But we're gonna follow up that supervillain with probably the actually foulest person in this list.
Goth, don't talk to me until I've had my goddamn
Stalking!
sugar.
Yay!
People like to say panty and stockings couldn't be made today. I kind of would like people to stop saying that since we're getting a back.
Yeah, please, because I got knee stocking, I got panty stocking right over here. So, yeah.
Rude and awesome. Just imagine Powerpuff Girls with the comedic sensibilities of South Park. It was crazy. And yes, we did break the replay button on the transformation scene. That was a revelation, but now it's kind of just as far as anime fan service goes. Like, they're just allowing full-on hentai to go on public TV, and this blow...
Yeah, I'll have to agree. It's like... It's bad enough, the whole thing with Redo a Healer, and we're not going to talk about that as much with that one. But interspecies reviews is one of those animes or ichi that basically is hentai. I'm like, y'all have nothing better to do. This could have just been on one of those sites. Come on, man, it is.
my mind. But to bring back to Sokking, she is solid. I think the gothic Lolita thing has been overplayed to death, kind of like the fan service, so I'm not gonna rank her too high. Just put her in See the Vision. Alright, time to talk about some fan service that I can actually applaud. I would like to shake the hand of whoever decided to have Vi go shirtless with black hair and makeup. As when the trailer dropped, the collective lamenting from women who realize that they are no better than men was the highlight of my week. Equality has finally been achieved, and it's all thanks to Vi's gains. Again, I fucking love Arcane, the story, the characters, how all of them managed to just clear their original designs, taking Vi from probably one of the worst cases of male gaze I've seen and just making her for the gays. Slap the fact that Vi and Kate are probably gonna hook up next season, and I can't fucking wait for this season as I know I'm going to cry. But Vi is a fat yes. Yes. I think the funniest thing to come out of Arcane for me, and just the reactions to it, was how everyone took a look at Jace and decided saying, nah. They took one look at the man and said, you are so handsome, you have become bland. You are blandsome, and we'd rather have the 40-pound dying Victorian orphan. Also, while we're talking about something that's tangentially related to video games, we might as well transition into talking about video game characters as well, as I'm about to go full confessional.
I love you.
There are two Legend of Zelda games that have fully changed me as a person. The first being Majora's Mask, a game so amazing that it managed to win the heart of a child who hadn't figured out how to read in a game mostly based around reading text for side quests. Also, it gave me a love for Mask so intense I unintentionally end up using it as my brand. The other Zelda game is Twilight Princess, as Midna
Facts.
is everything.
I love you.
Midna is basically the real main character of this game, having a full arc of changing from a sarcastic and secretly vengeful imp into a sarcastic but well-intentioned ruler. Midna manages to do what most would consider impossible and give Link a companion character we don't want to stab the shit out of.
Hey, listen!
Plus, after a game of having this expressive imp on your shoulder, only to get hit with this? Yeah, that was an experience. Just like the tragic ending where she breaks the portal to her world after what sounded like a near-love confession. This fucking haunted me, and I've been begging for a sequel to this game ever since. As if it involves Midna, I will fucking learn what the timeline is. Most people assume Zelda and Link are a couple based on the fact that they're in the same room, but Midna is one of the first real cases we're watching like an actual love story unfold, which is crazy considering that Ilya and Zelda both are actually in the story. Midna was just too peak, and yes, I read the manga, and it was everything I could have hoped for.
Yes!
Changed me. While we're on the topic of video game characters,
well, what have we here?
Morrigan from Dragon Age has always managed to stick with me. Mainly because the final big decision of the game involves you choosing whether you want to die fighting a dragon with an STD or knock her out.
I made the easy choice. We don't need to talk about it. What does it say? I made the easy choice.
Biggest no-brainer in a video game. Like, you have to hate this one more than you value your own life. It's such an easy choice to make. But Morgan, she is also a great character on her own. She is the evil adjacent one, approving of choices made for power for its own sake, and not helping every lost puppy you come across. Morgan quickly turns out to be just a way more complicated nut you need to crack, as she has massive mommy issues, like a yikes amount worse than Mother Gotho from Tangled, so she ends up actually winning the character development game, as we follow her story throughout the series, and she really mellows out and becomes someone who you really want to get to know. Hopefully Veilguard doesn't shit the bed, as I have fears for the franchise. She goes in disrespectful, just like Lulu, who for the longest time I thought this was the same person.
So you're just going to leave?
Oh yeah. This changed me. I'll give this a quick shout out. Dragon Age 2 has the genius system where you could be someone's friend or a rival, with the opportunity to romance them on both ends of the spectrum, meaning that you no longer had to yes-man their entire existence just to end up with them. So now you really can just hate bang the broody elf with amnesia. And Fenris, he's worth it, as his story is tragedy porn and I love every second of it, and he is just, the voice is perfect.
I have been thinking of you.
In fact, I've been able to think of little else. Command me to go, and I shall.
I was honestly heartbroken when they tossed out the rivalry system, but I get it. It must have been a shit ton of work to create double scenes. But it's still an L. Kind of like what happened to Chozo.
I feel no sympathy.
I fucking love Chozo. He's my favorite character from Jujutsu Kaisen, and
the fact that is, knowing the fact that I do agree, I heavily agree, this man's underrated.
I am flabbergasted that he is less popular than the author's barely disguised fetish. Starting out some villain of the week, Chozo proved to actually be one of the coolest people here, having what was personally my favorite fight in the series against Yuji, with the reveal that the two are actually family, leading to the funniest twist imaginable as Chozo insists on being his big brother to the kid he tried to kill 5 minutes ago and is responsible for the death of their other 2 brothers. He may have looked a little goofy at first, but once you realize that he's wearing Doc Martens, the outfit comes together. Yes, I do ship Chozo and Yuki, as every queen needs her king, and the only other 2 are busy fighting each other. But Chozo is here and getting a yes. Alright, let's talk about the most believable love interest in Samurai Jack.
You possess the power of flight?
Yes, and much more.
Ikura feels like she was tailor-made for Jack.
Yes.
A mysterious warrior whose father was also tortured by evil incarnate Aku, Ikura joined Jack briefly on his quest to return back to the past. Do I think she's better than Ashi?
Yes.
Yes. As it doesn't matter how many times Ashi tragically fades away, it won't cover up for the fact that their sudden hookup feels like a forced harem manga. Plus, Ikura is actually Aku.
Ikura? No, fool!
Yep, Aku pulled the old Bugs Bunny, and I'm grateful. Respectfully enough.
Alright.
The next.
Alright. We're gonna stop here for now. And, cause I'm still cooking. So far, I heavily agree with this list so far. Again, y'all heard several yeses from me for reasons. But that's the end of the video. So you like any other content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe to Sarcastic course. I will leave the original link to this video down below so you can watch it uninterrupted. But till next time, please take care of yourself. Stay hydrated, stay safe, stay warm. Peace out.
Little questions is everything they know about you.